This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Sam Garrett, the CEO of Great Southern Copper, following news that the company have expanded Especularita project with 2 new agreements. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Sam, how are you?
Thanks, Mark. I'm very well. Nice to talk to you again.
Indeed. Well, first of all, a line I picked up from the RNS there was, I think it was a quote from you that said, it has taken years of patient work to get to this. So first of all, I'd like to ask why it's taken so long, but what is so special about it that you pursued it for so many years?
Indeed, it has taken years. In fact, we've been working on this since before the IPO.
Right.
These are key parts of our Lithocap puzzle. Both projects, Cerro Negro and Artemisa, they sit in areas sort of marginal to the large Lithocap that we're exploring at Especularita. We control a lot of that Lithocap, but not all of it. So, we've been patiently trying to build up our presence in that area and around that particular sort of geological target. And it's important to us because our model and our porphyry model, as a lot of our stakeholders will know, that these Lithocap alteration systems are important indicators of the potential for porphyry copper mineralization. Okay. And we're seeing in our project, which hosts one of the largest underexplored Lithocap systems on the coastal belt of Chile, we're seeing good evidence for the potential of porphyry copper at depth. And the thing that's really exciting for us at Cerro Negro and Artemisa is that both those projects give us a window into what's sitting beneath the Lithocap. Mm-hmm. And at Cerro Negro, for example, that is an historical mine, mined previously by Antofagasta Minerals, who obviously have gone on to much bigger and better things. But that's where they would have got their start on a mine like this, which has got very high grade copper and silver evident in outcrops still in the mine at the bottom of the pit. So they're the types of systems which can link the overlying high sulfidation alteration to the potential for porphyry at depth. So, we're looking forward to exploring that further.
Okay. Is it worth for a minute, if you can, just trying to say what a lithocap is in layman's terms?
It is important. A lithocap is essentially a blanket of alteration, if you like, which sits above a porphyry copper system. It doesn't necessarily mean the porphyry copper system is economic, but it sits above a porphyry copper system, essentially in a more porous unit, often a volcanic unit or a porous sedimentary unit, and fluid from the porphyry system will pervade into that unit and travel horizontally and basically alter it to a very hard, what we call sort of, high sulfidation type system, which probably best not to go into that. But
sure,
it's often barren, and in other situations it can be mineralized or partially mineralized, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the porphyry copper's right in the middle. In fact, what we're seeing here at Especularita is that these systems are looking as though they're on big structures that cut across our alteration blanket. So it takes a lot of patient work to uncover this sort of puzzle, because you're kind of exploring blind. We know that from the work we're currently doing, we're seeing lots of indications around the edge of the system. So, where we're exploring at Victoria, for example, and around the edges, we're seeing lots of evidence for high-grade copper. Okay. And all that points us in towards underneath the Lithocap. So exciting times to come. we hope, and lots of work, which is important.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the work, because I did notice from the RNS as well, you want to fast track and get active quite quickly on these new areas here. So, I mean, how do you plan to get active? Do you have the funds ready to go as well? How advanced are the plans to indeed fast track and do some exploration?
We need to do some due diligence first during the first sort of 2 to 3 months to make sure that we've got all of our systems correct, and then the intention will be to get stuck into some drilling. Prior to drilling will be some geophysics and some rock chip sampling, but the aim is to be drilling within 12 months. And that is to take advantage of the structure in the terms of the deal. So if we can have our answers within 12 months, it gives us a very good indication as to what to plan for ahead.
Okay, and will the work that you plan to do on the new targets here dovetail with the ongoing exploration work?
Yes, yeah, well, it'll sort of run in parallel.
Okay, yeah.
We've got a large team, and we can manage all of that. Yeah.
Okay. And how is the ongoing exploration work going? I think last time you mentioned you wanted to really get a sniff of what's there. So have you had any sniffs?
Well, we've certainly had sniffs in the drilling chips, and the assays are pending. So in terms of what we're expecting, the scout drilling as we've planned it and as it's defined is a proof of concept type drilling program. So all we want to do is test our target. So in this case at Teresita, a vein breccia, intrusive related gold vein breccia target, which is very large. But on a scout program, you can only sort of test things in places, and it's really to test the model. So we're looking for intersections above 0.1 grams per ton gold. We'll take anything higher than that, obviously, of course. That will be great. But if we get that, then we know we're in a mineralized system, and that system is potentially large. So we're looking forward to updating the market on that.
Okay, and just a final thought then on getting prepared for further exploration. Anything you've got to overcome? What are the things you'll be working on? I mean, I think first of all, I think people will be interested to know: do the company have the funds ready? Is it not appropriate to discuss that at the moment, or what sort of things can the market look forward to as you plan the further exploration?
Yeah, we have funds for another scout drilling program.
Okay,
which is what we raised funds for previously. But our business is to explore, which costs money. So in due course, we will be raising more money to conduct our exploration.
Indeed. And in terms of just thinking about what people can look forward to, some of the things that might be coming up, what are the team working on that might come to fruition in the next month or two?
Well, besides the results for Teresita Abundante, we'll be starting our exploration at Artemisa and Cerro Negro. So we'll be starting to put out news about that work, which will be exciting. And we'll be progressing work in other areas, such as Lipa, San Lorenzo project. And we will also be starting to plan our exploration programs at the Monte Lithium project in Salar de Atacama.
Okay, so a busy year of exploration, sounds like, Sam.
Very busy.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Sam Garrett, the CEO there of Great Southern Copper.
Thanks, Mark. Nice to talk to you.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.